Hello again and welcome if you're new. In today's video, it's just a quick video from back in December, the last time we had harvested our kale. This was our final harvest and what we ended up doing with it. Unfortunately, after this harvest, shortly as the weather got colder into January, this plant did completely die back. We had harvested quite aggressively, which is what we've done in the past, and it was fine, but this time it was not very happy about it. So we'll go ahead and I'll just play it back, and then I'll get into what we ended up doing with it. I did plan on replanting and reseeding some more of this kale. It did seem like it was very happy for the most part. It did really well, and we were able to pick on it for quite some time. So I did go ahead and replant this. However, I'm just going to be planting it in a different area of the garden because I didn't want it over here anymore. And that was also what led to the decision to go ahead and remove the chard, was because there was nothing else on the side and it didn't really make sense anymore. So we'll be planting something else here this year. Once we had fully picked all the kale off of here, we went inside and I had pulled out one of our favorite recipes, which is a zuppa toscana, which is made with kale, and usually it's made with some ground pork, some bacon, but I didn't have any ground pork today on this day. So we went ahead, we picked all the leaves off, we rinsed this off really well, and then I had packaged away some of it to go into the fridge, and whatever I wasn't planning on using over the next week or two, I did go ahead and freeze. We did get 2-gallon bags that were full, and I had squished out as much of the air as I could for the fridge and freezer, and then we had a whole bowl here left over that we had put in our soup, which was a pretty good harvest. This was I believe this is about how much I would get each time because I just harvest it back like this pretty aggressively every time. The great thing about this season, because it was colder or whatnot, I was not too concerned about too many pests. In the summer seasons when I would harvest, there was a lot of pest damage and just a lot of unusable kale leaves because of the pests that were chewing on these leaves. So it was nice to not have to stress about too many of the pests being on these leaves today, and it was just easy to harvest, clean them up, and put them away and or use them to eat. Now, kale, kind of similar to the carrots in the last video, it's not one of our most favorite things. I mean, one of our favorite ways to use it is just like carrots in a soup. We have had like a kale salad that is okay, I think with like a poppy seed dressing. So that is one of those things that we would be willing to try to eat it with, but it's just not great. We have also tried to just throw it into smoothies and stuff like that, which it's alright, but it's not our favorite. So I would love to just go ahead and try and find some more recipes with kale because it was nice having it available kind of throughout the year. But today, on this day, we went ahead and we made kind of a like a pantry using, I don't know exactly what it's called, like using what we had type of soup based off of one of our favorite soups. On this day we didn't have any pork, so we went ahead and we used some beef to make our soup today. And then because we didn't have the ground pork, I did go ahead and we had some leftover smoked turkey necks in the freezer, so I did go ahead and throw those into the soup as well. And we browned everything up, threw it into the pot, and then I had some potatoes cut up and we filled it up with some water, and we had a really yummy soup. Made sure to taste for flavoring, and we put that a little bit of heavy cream in there, and it was delicious. For this recipe, I went ahead and I pulled some onions out of the freezer that we had previously froze, and usually we'll use the frozen onions from the freezer for making pizza, like a barbecue style supreme pizza. And then we pulled out these ground beef. They were ground beef sirloin patties that we had gotten from a local butcher, but we really just did not like them as a patty, so I went ahead and I ground them and put them in the soup. And then we had our garlic that we had also pulled out of the freezer, which was just a garlic puck. I made sure to fry that up in here as well. And then after this was fully cooked down, we browned our bacon, and then we went ahead and put that all in a stock pot to start the beginnings of our soup. We had seasoned this with garlic, onion, salt, pepper, and then Italian seasoning and some smoked paprika as kind of the basis to this soup. But usually, like I said, it's made with ground pork and not beef, so I had attempted to try to flavor it a little bit more, just so that it would taste a little bit better. But yeah, we definitely were missing the pork on this one. I had attempted to put that smoked turkey neck in here to see if it would help bring in a little bit more of the smoky kind of pork flavor that we usually enjoy, but this time it was definitely different, and we noticed because this is one of our favorite soups, the zuppa toscana, but it is not made with ground pork or the turkey neck. So this time it was strange, and using the turkey necks in here was a bit challenging because once they were boiled down, it was a little bit difficult to get all of the smoked neck bones out of here because they were a bit smaller. So not my favorite kind of overall, but it was nice to have a nice warm soup on this day. After adding all of our meats and starts here to the bottom of the pot, we added about 12 cups of water, and then we added our potatoes in here until they were softened before adding our kale. I would add this better than bouillon seasoning in there just to give the broth more flavor and more smoked paprika. I had attempted to add loads of smoked paprika because it's one of my husband's favorites, and so I already knew that this was not going to be his favorite because this is one of his favorite soups, the Zuppa Toscana. So then when I had changed things in there, I knew he wasn't going to be super thrilled about it. So I went ahead and I put smoked paprika on everything because that is his favorite. So I was kind of hoping that would, I don't know, make him feel better. But he was definitely missing the pork as well. So we were trying here to fish out all the bones from that smoked turkey neck, and then I made sure to after we added our kale, to add in any of the meat that was still left on these bones as a little bit of extra. But this was pretty much it. We went ahead, we added in our heavy cream here at the end to make it a little creamy, and then I served it up. And yes, so we were happy to have a nice warm bowl of soup on this day. However, we were still missing our favorite soup made with the ground pork, and that had gotten me thinking on a different project. So I guess we'll come back to that one in the next one too. Getting all of this meat off of the smoked turkey necks was a bit of a challenge. Usually if they get boiled a lot longer, they will just it'll just fall off the bones, but it didn't get to boil very long, so it was still quite tough to get off. So we just did our best to get as much of that smoked turkey neck out. We added our final ingredients of the heavy cream, and then we tasted for seasoning, added a bit more seasoning, and then it was ready to serve. So in my husband's plate, of course, I added way more of the smoked paprika to try to convince him that it was good. He's seen right through my plot, however, and insisted that I would make the soup again with the ground pork the way that we usually like it, which I took no offense. I was more than happy to go ahead and try and make it again since we had tons of kale left. We needed to get some ground pork, and then we went ahead and we made the soup again with the ground pork and without the turkey necks in there, which was okay. That is the way we like it. So we did actually make this one again, but on this day we served it up, we ate it, we enjoyed it, we didn't complain, and then we moved on. Well, that is it for this video. We were ready to eat dinner on this day. We harvested all of our kale, and this, I would say, was a good day. I wouldn't have any complaints about it. So we will go ahead and I'll leave this one here. So thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and if you would like to see more content, please subscribe and like this video. And if you have any comments, questions, concern, any wisdom you would like to pass on, I would love to hear from you in the comments. But other than that, I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye.